What's up, guys? Zach here with Half Pace Outdoors and Homestead. We're staying out here this week. It's a big work week. I got a ton of shit to do. So I decided to come out here and give a shot to hammock camping for an entire week. If you guys follow the channel, we do camping, we do homesteading, we do bushcraft and survival stuff. We're a little bit of everything here. This week is not necessarily about me camping. This week is about projects that we get done out here at the homestead in order for us to be able to move out here. We're already behind schedule. I wanted to be out here by the end of the month, in this month, March, but it looks like we're going to be hitting like mid-April before we get out here now. Because we're doing this all ourselves. We're not contracting anything out. Me and my wife and my boys are doing this all completely on our own with our own 2 hands, 4 hands, maybe 6 every now and then. Depends on how you count them. So it's taken us some time. We've been at this for a few months now, about 6 months, 7 months, close to. Where we're seeing right now, everything behind me is where our house site is going to be. So this week's focus is going to be finishing up the horse pasture area and clearing that out. We have some clearing work to do along the driveway yet, just a couple trees here and there that I need to take out so that I can meet the width requirement. I need to have a 10-foot wide driveway for them to bring the electric in, so that's what I'm aiming for. And then I have, I think, 3 to 5 decent sized trees right here in the turnaround site and where our parking is going to be that I have to take out. And yeah, we got a long, busy week, and I'm getting hungry. It's about 5 o'clock. I'm hoping that I get all of these trees taken out that I want to get taken out this week. Maybe not necessarily have them all cut up, but if I can get them laying on the ground by the end of this week, that is my goal. The only way I'm going to cut them up, worrying about cutting them up, is if they end up in my way. And like I have to have them out of the way to get the 4-wheeler or the tractor through. Which the tractor decided to give me another issue as soon as I came out today and tried to start it. So that's something that we'll be going over while I'm out here. Beef loin strip steaks. We're going to use some Hog Zone steak seasoning from my boy JV Outdoors. I think while dinner's cooking, we're going to try to get this brush fire going. Because, hey, why not? I feel like I might be burning my steaks now. Not quite. We're good. Oh! Take 2. Dinner at the woodpile. That's turned out to be a pretty nice night. The ground is pretty wet, so I'm going to hope that my whoopee and wool blanket is going to be warm enough tonight. Should be okay. I need to get stuff dried out. It's going to be one of the biggest challenges this week is going to be keeping everything dry, like my feet. Although I have my muck boots up in the Envoy, I'll probably switch to those. I'm actually thinking about running up there real quick before it gets dark and getting my muck boots and my my regular hiking boots, because I've been wearing my Danner hunting boots all day and they're pretty soaked through. And I don't have any water laying right here in my campsite. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to run up and get dry boots. I got the big fire over there burning. Pretty good too. It's burning better than I thought it would, because everything in that pile is wet and green. And I got my little fire right here burning. And just having a comfortable evening now that I got my dry boots on, which is so much nicer. Just my feet are instantly feeling better. So I'm going to, I found a bonus. I forgot that I had a tea in my Envoy. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy these fires. Enjoy this one, keep an eye on that one. And I don't know. I will either see you guys when I go to bed or when I wake up in the morning. Depends on how I feel. Alright. Good morning. So I'm not sleeping in my hammock. I took it down like about midnight, I think it was. I don't know. That was last night was one of the worst nights of sleep I've had in the woods in a long time. I think I only got maybe 2 hours collectively. I'm exhausted this morning. Oh, yep, I brought one of the gravity chairs back here. So our coffee this morning is Bones Coffee Salty Siren. Sea salted caramel mocha. It's pretty good. I really like this one for a flavored coffee. Alright, so last night we roughly got down to about 35 degrees. 35, 41, somewhere in there. I don't have a thermometer out here with me. I need to get one, right? So my wool blanket and my whoopee, excuse me a second. I about drowned in my coffee. I'm still trying to catch my breath. Like 5 minutes ago. Wolf Walker foam sleep pad. And then I folded my wool blanket in half, and I folded my whoopee in half, and I put my whoopee inside of the wool blanket, tied the whoopee together, slept in it like a sleeping bag. I am not a hammock camper. I tried sleeping in a hammock last night, guys. I took it down about 1 o'clock in the morning. It was just killing my back. I live with a spinal cord injury, and so I see a lot of guys with spinal cord injuries that have better luck sleeping in the hammocks. I am a ground sleeper. I don't know. I just can't get comfortable in a hammock. I think I move too much. I twist, I turn, I want to sleep on my side, my stomach. The hammock doesn't allow me to do that very well. Um, Again, if you guys have any tips, leave me hammock camping tips. I'm trying, okay? I am willing to experiment and try to find a comfortable way to do it. It's just not worked out for me so far. I'm either going to go work on the trees that me and Sarah dropped in the horse pasture, or I'm going to work on hauling the cinder block out of the old horse barn. Where the cinder block is the old horse barn. It fell over like years and years and years ago. So instead of just throwing the busted blocks away, we're using them in the driveway, especially where the ruts are at. And we're smashing the blocks and breaking them so that, you know, after you get a bunch of them down and one of us drives over here, or we bring the RV in here, and we don't get the pressure on those blocks and make those blocks crush under the weight of the vehicle and end up breaking something in a vehicle. So crush them, flatten them, fill it in with stone. That's one of the jobs this week. And it's kind of just what I feel like doing this morning, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go do. All right, so here's some of them. They go all the way up into here, and there's some more over this way. And we got some more back there, and some scrap barrels, and some kind of other tank. I tried to get the camera out fast enough. As I was pulling in here, I kicked a rabbit up. So I grew up rabbit hunting. Little side story, I guess. I grew up rabbit hunting with my stepdad and my brothers. And around the time that we stopped rabbit hunting because of my spinal surgeries and me making wrong decisions in my life, coyotes really became more prevalent in Ohio, and we lost a lot of the rabbit population. And I have not seen wild rabbits in a very, very, very long time. I'm 34. My surgeries were 17 years ago, so I'm 34 now. It's been about 15, 16 years since I've seen a wild rabbit in this area of Northeast Ohio. So it's really cool to see them on our own land. And we're going to do little things here and there to try to help them out and give them a little bit of natural feed. And, not putting food out for them, but like planting the types of grasses that they prefer and things like that. So, let's get started on loading these bricks up. I'm doing it with the four-wheeler today because I know you guys can see this rut. I got one on either side. I brought the tractor in here one day and thought that it wasn't going to be as wet as it was, and loaded the tractor bucket up with block, and then as I was trying to back it out, the whole tractor sank. Picked Egan up, took him home. While I did that, I grabbed a quick shower, and then I grabbed my tent and my Zen bivvy. because I don't feel like torturing myself tonight and my back's sore after today. I did 4 trailers of those bricks even though I recorded 2 of them, but I hauled 4 trailers of those bricks. Got the big burnt brush pile burned up that we had back here, and then I tried lighting another one, but it didn't take. So it'll be like an after dinner project to get that one going. Oh, and speaking of dinner, it is going on, I think 5 o'clock now, so I need to get something started. And I'm kind of leaning towards breakfast for dinner tonight because I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so why not? Since I'm an adult and can do whatever I want, and I'm camping, we got oatmeal, and we're working on the bacon, and that's what's for dinner. Good morning. Last night was so much better than Monday night. I actually slept all the way through the night, and I only woke up about 4 o'clock this morning. And just to roll. So, get a good night's sleep. I'm ready for the day. Almost ready for the day. Got my coffee. Miss Sarah is going to join us today. She's going to come out and we're going to get some cutting done. See how things go. That's good coffee. Really good, really hot coffee. So when Sarah comes out here, we just get busy, and I tend to forget to even turn the camera on. So far, I got this one cut, but it's hung up a little bit, and I need to push it with the tractor or something, I think. And then I have 1, 2, 3 more fair-sized trees down. So we're kind of just on like blitzkrieg to get things cut down today, because I like to have her here when I'm cutting trees down, but cutting them up I can do on my own. It's more dangerous dropping the tree than it is to cut them while they're already on the ground. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing today. That's been our method. We cut a bunch of trees down when Sarah's here, and then I come through and clean them up. So yeah, let's get you guys set up somewhere and you can watch. We're selectively removing ones that are too close to other trees to let the other trees' canopies grow healthier. And we don't want to remove everything so the horse has shade. Look at this cool rock. Look at it. These two and these two.
Decide which ones to take down and which ones.
We need to keep two of them.
Okay, well here, let's start with these two. My only issue is, for one, I'd like to keep the one on the left more just because the branches go up more than down. Like, they don't hang down as much as the other one does. But it leans more.
Yeah.
So...
Well, it's where it leans, though, doesn't quite... Should it come down, it probably... Well, it depends, because if we put the barn right up in here, then it leans away from the barn and it doesn't matter. If we put the barn up there, then when it comes time to cut it down, we just have to push it with the tractor when we cut it.
Well, I would prefer the one to the right or to the left more.
Okay. So we'll cut the bigger one of those two down.
And this one
looks like it's dying.
That's what I was going to say. Because it's got pieces broken off, they're all brittle, and as you get up further, the branches don't, I mean, they look healthier, I guess, but you have to get pretty far up for that.
I think this one is a lot more alive.
Yeah, and whatever this is, you can see it, the shoot that came out at some point in time, you can see it wrap all the way around up the tree. Talk about rock. Look at this one.
The tree ate itself. Oh, that's neat.
Could help you.
cutting these big ones down.
I know, but if they're growing like this together, they're not going to do very good, right?
Well, they got this big together. Their canopies are like right on par with each other.
Okay, then why are
I'm almost tempted to just leave them be and see which one dies first.
Well, it depends on later on. If which one of them dies first and it comes down, or comes to the point where we have to cut it down, what's the lesser of the two evils?
I'm going to leave them go.
Okay, well, here we are. Then everything I just said in the introduction on my way down here with the camera, you can just cut out.
Here's some of your really cool moss.
Can you save it?
I like to drop a bunch and lean them one way if I can, or whatever is going to happen with them, let them lean the way they're going to lean, but we have to clear this way. And the way that I've got everything laying down now, I have to clean all this up so that as I drop the next set of trees, when they're coming down, I can get the hell out of the way. Or as out of the way as I can get. Like this tangled mess, I'm just tripping over stuff trying to get away from things. Sketchy shit all day long, that's what we do here. So, this tree leans towards the neighbor's driveway, just a little bit. We're gonna drop it 90 degrees the way it's not leaning. So, we got a rope around the tree about 10 foot up, going around another tree, and then over here on the ground, we got it hooked up to the winch on the four-wheeler. So when I cut the notch out and we start dropping this tree, Sarah is gonna hold on the brakes. Like, you gotta squeeze that one and put your foot on that one and start cranking that winch in. And we'll hope that the tree comes down before the line breaks. Sarah just took off, so I am going to, what I normally do is she'll come out, we cut a bunch of trees down, she takes off to go take care of the boys for the day, and then I go through 2 tanks of fuel, lemon stuff out or whatever, and then I shut down and go home for the night. But since I'm staying here, I'm gonna go through 2 tanks and then probably go start dinner by that point. So I'm gonna get a drink and we'll get busy. hoagie. Some deep fried cheese curds. That's what's for dinner tonight. I didn't feel like cooking. Don't care. That, we got a dairy aisle that's like 3 miles away. Alright, well, I think I am going to go spend the night at the house tonight, because then I'm going to be out here from tomorrow until Sunday now, instead of staying in just until Friday. And in all honesty, I don't feel like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to drive home, to get the kids ready to go, to drive them where they need to go, and then to drive back out here. So I might as well just drive home tonight, wake up tomorrow, and simplify my process. And simplify my process for tomorrow. So that's my plan. That's what I'm doing. I'll see you guys when we get back out here tomorrow. Alright. Deegan is at school. Archer is with my granddad and Grammy Shay for the day. This is our new rotten banana F250 Super Duty. That's why it's the rotten banana, because the front's all rotted out and the bed is got a couple dents, but there's no rust on the bed. Oh, a little bit on the wheel well on the left hand side, the driver's side, but that's about it. She has the 6-liter Power Stroke Migraine, and yeah, I needed an ugly work truck that didn't matter if fire would beat the piss out of it or not. So gas prices weren't high enough. I figured we needed a diesel. Start off with the little saw today. Our little saw is a steel MS-170. I got it for like 180 bucks. I got it really cheap. It was a good deal. But I bought it because my 261C, while it's a pro grade saw, so it's magnesium and it's really light. Like, I think fuel and oiled up, that saw weighs a little over 11 pounds. So it's pretty light. But it's still kind of a bitch to limb with. Especially when you're doing multiple trees in a day. So I bought the a steel MS-170 for a little limbing saw. Or, you know, gotta go cut some brush down. It's easier to crawl around with that 170 than it is the 261. So, yeah. Alright, let's get busy. Time for the big saw. Since it is St. Patty's Day and I busted my ass, we also foraged up a 12-pack of Rollin' Rock while we were running down to get dinner. Time for beers. It's time for beers. Now I just need somebody to drink the beers with. I hear a whole bunch of hens just clucking up a storm. Wow. There's a whole bunch of them. I just wish I could see one. That's so cool. Well, we'll give them a little bit. They might come around. We are out here with the Rolling Rocks, chilling by the fire. But it is a nice, peaceful night. I got my fire going. I got my Homestead survival beers. I got my boots and my socks off. I am sitting in my front yard barefoot. It's been a hell of a day though. Me and Mom got a lot of shit done while she was here, and I got a lot done before she got here. It's been a good day. Man, I'm soaking up these last couple of nights. There's not going to be a whole lot of them left out here like this. Once we move out here, I mean, once we bring the RV out here, we're pretty much going to be living here. So, and it's kind of crunch time to get everything done for the RV, but you know, it hit me a while ago, like, I have one scraggly tree left in the turnaround spot that needs cut down, and every tree is completely out of our driveway and turnaround area, and it is a really good feeling. A while ago, I had somebody leave a comment about it's kind of heartbreaking to see so many big trees come down, but they completely understood why. And ever since then, I've kind of thought about it, and you know, as an outdoorsman, it is a little heartbreaking to see those big trees come down, and it's even a little bit more heartbreaking to be the one taking them down, because they are a big living creature. Trees are living creatures, and there's already enough of them in the world that are senselessly removed every single day, and here I am in the woods clearing out hundreds of thousands of square feet of forest to be able to build our home. So, like, okay, yes, I'm building my home, guys. I am building my wife and my kids a home I hear the coyotes. There is so much going on around here. Can you guys hear this? Like, there's the spring peeper frogs, and I know what those sound like. But then there's another one that's like the spring peepers you hear all the way around me. But this other one is in a localized spot. It's right off in that direction, and they haven't moved anywhere. But then I got coyotes way off in the distance. I don't think you guys can hear them because I can barely hear them now. Yeah, they're still back there. Way, way back. Okay, now these ones over here stopped. Over this way they stopped. Maybe it is turkeys and that's where they roost at. I don't know. I don't know enough about the turkeys out here yet to know where they roost or their pattern. Because I haven't been running my trail cam. They completely stopped. Whatever was over there just completely stopped. But it is a little conflicting taking down the big trees while we're clearing this out to build our home, because they are a big life and it is a big living creature. And in comparison, our time here to a tree's is fractional. So it is a little heartbreaking. The builder inside of me is excited. I'm excited for my family to have some place like this to live. But the outdoorsman in me and somebody who likes being among the trees and in green places, it is heart-wrenching when you have to take the big trees down. I don't know if I show that a whole lot on camera. Maybe I probably should. Like, if you ever see it, I don't lightly cut big trees down, and it's not out of being nervous of cutting a big tree down. It's you're taking a life. You're killing a big creature, and I don't think you should do that lightly. Alright, this light is messing me up. There's something going on over here. Maybe a fox or a coon? I don't know. That didn't sound like a fox or a coon though. I had something just go running behind camp. Like it was over here and then it ran behind me and went that way. Maybe a mouse. I don't know. I don't know. Had to be a big damn mouse. Oh, we need to explore some things around here. I think I am going to stack my fire up one more time, kill this beer and open another one, finish that, and then probably take my crippled ass to bed because it has been a long day. A very long day. Why are you not focusing? There we go. A very long day. Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. It is a good morning. It's a little cold today, but it's a good morning. Sun's still coming up. We got our coffee starting. Let's get doing something today, right? I actually got woke up to the does walking through here and getting mad that I was here. So they were like an hour ago just out here blowing like crazy. Oh. I slept funny last night. I got a twinge between my shoulders today. So we're going to have an easy day, but we're still going to get some shit done. But for now, I'm just trying to wait on coffee. Pretty sure I just missed out on our second free load of wood chips because I didn't get that stuff worked out enough last night. I heard their truck start to back up, like the backup signals, and then nothing. And then I heard a truck take off down the road a little bit after, so I think they might have went and dumped them somewhere else this time. I gotta get that damn tractor fixed today. I need to go get these fires going and get that tractor fixed. Like, that is the priorities today. After Java and joints for breakfast. We have brush fire 1, brush fire 2. Brush fire 2 isn't doing so well. Well, oh, the main relay in my four-wheeler just blew. So now my four-wheeler and my tractor are down. The brush fires are doing good. They're almost done. I'm gonna have to make a run out and get parts. It's not something I wanted to do today. Ah, shit. not all that excited about having to do this right now. Not only do I have to walk out, but the closest parts dealer for my tractor is 30 minutes away. And it's such a nice day that I'd rather be working than driving. Oh, let's go get this over with. Oh, now that I wasted 2.5 hours doing that running around and it's 12:30, let's take a shot at fixing this damn thing. So, she's a 64, so it's a really old tractor, and it's getting really hard to find parts for it. And basically, every time I need parts, I have to go to a Case International dealer, and so far they've had to special order just about every O-ring, bolt, nut, stupid little shit like that I can't find anywhere else. And then I have to wait for 2 weeks. So I went there today and I said, hey, I need this clip ring or a snap ring. The auto world calls them snap rings, and for whatever reason the tractor world calls them clip rings. So I had him order me 5 of them because they're only like $1.50. But on top of that, like, it's taking if I can't fix this today with what I found at AutoZone, then I have to wait until Thursday for my rings to be in. And it's Friday. So I'll be down damn near a week waiting for a stupid little clip. So I found a snap ring assortment pack at AutoZone. I found one of these maintenance hardware packs at AutoZone. Now this has like cotter pins and snap rings and like little barrel fittings and shit, all kinds of stuff in here. So we're gonna see if I can figure something out, because if I can't, then I'm totally fucked. I found these. It's a little 2-pack of the OEM tools. The number is 25397. They're snap ring pliers, and the head on this thing is adjustable. Like, I angled them already, but you can put them in straight up, or you can put them in at a 90 degree, whatever you need to do. And there's 2 of them in there for internal and external style rings. This one's for the internal rings, because that's what I'm working on. So let's see if we can fix the tractor. Oh, and then there's a bunch of other little for like different size snap rings that come with those pliers. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you guys a whole lot of what I'm working on because it's up in here. What I'm working on is behind this bar. Oh, this just totally sucks. And yeah, I know, I got a pair of gloves, but guys, you know, I've had to be wrenching on stuff for the last 2 weeks. My knuckles are beat up, the tops of my hands and my wrists are all knocked to hell and back and ripped up, so I'm just done with it, and I bought a pair of gloves today. What I'm working on is called the hydraulic flow diverter or divider. I'm finding it called both things. Alright, so he has this rigged up with this fancy little plate on here. Kind of help hold things in. That we did not do. Man, how did this thing fail? Got the clip ring out. So this is what happened to my clip ring. Let me take my gloves off so you guys can see this. I don't know if you... It's oblong shape now. Okay. It looks like it blew that O-ring too. See if I can give you guys a little bit of at least just show you what I'm working on here. That little assembly right there with the plunger in the center, it's bad lighting in here, and that's another reason why I didn't bother setting the camera up. But it's right up here. There's this little bolt with a nut on it. That's what I used to pry on this thing. And then there's a little like plunger fitting right here that the O-ring and snap ring blew out on. So I'm trying to get that little plunger out so I can replace the O-ring and the snap ring on it, and hopefully after that be done fixing it. There we go, got it. Yeah, this is what I'm working on. Now let's go make sure that I have my toolbox in the Envoy, and if I don't, I'm gonna be real pissed off. Well, I don't have the toolbox. Oh, because I brought the truck out here yesterday and I left it in the back seat of the truck. And I was planning on leaving the truck out here, but on the way out here, both of the rear shock mounts, the U-bolt on the shock mount rusted and busted on both sides. So I guess first things first, let's see if we have a snap ring that'll match that. That kit's a loss. This one. Oh, go. This is gonna be a fail kit too, huh? Damn. I don't even think I can hammer that one out. Like it's pretty well shot. Because not only is it bent, there's a twist in it too. And I don't think it's an overpressure issue. I think we didn't have this seated quite right. Either try it or wait until Thursday. And I really, really need this thing running. I can't fix the tractor until Thursday, next Thursday. So I gotta wait 6 days for parts to come in. And my four-wheeler went down. And I'm pretty sure it's the main relay fuse on that thing. So I ordered that. That won't be at the house until Tuesday. And everything I tried to do to fix the tractor just didn't work. So, compliments of my uncle for bringing me, big shout out to my uncle for bringing me his steaks. And all I'm going to do the rest of the day is eat. Well, This is probably one good example why you should always wear gloves when you're using a saw. Not even a chainsaw, like a little handsaw. Yeah, I got myself real good. Really good. This isn't so cool. Wow. My last clean shirt. Wow, did I get it good. Damn, that hurts. That bitch hurts. There's one of the antibiotic band-aids. Oh, it really has just been one thing after another today, huh? Like all day long. I got 3 really good gashes out of that. I am bandaged up. We're good now. It's already kind of bleeding through the first one though. I got it really good. So I'm done. Like I'm not giving up. You guys know I don't give up, but I know when to call it, and I'm calling it. So I've just been wandering around, picking camp up, getting things cleaned up and organized and ready to be packed away in the morning so I can scoot on out of here because we got dinner plans tomorrow. I got firewood for in the morning because I figure it's supposed to rain tonight. So I got enough to get me breakfast and coffee in the morning. And if it's still raining in the morning, then I'll just lift the corner of my tarp up and put the fire under the corner of the tarp because I won't have much of another choice. But yeah. I'm just sitting here. I guess that tonight's going to be the real test for this new Kalinko tarp. And see how it does. I'm not exactly happy with it. It's got a couple seam spots that, like, where they, I don't know, they did the seam or something and took them back out, and quality control felt it necessary to pass it. And then there's two actual, like, where the fabric is stained. Listen to that. It's a-raining now. Got to turn my mic on. So good morning. It rained like hell all night last night, but my tarp held up. I don't see any spots where it leaked through the seams, like over here where the seams were misstitched. It's not leaking through there. This didn't bleed anymore. Oh, but I just checked the weather, and it is like raining all day. And I was packing up to head out of here tonight anyways. So what I'm thinking I might do is go ahead and just pack up most of this stuff. Probably leave my tent and tarp here to let the tarp get a little more testing to it. Oh, let's start packing stuff up, I guess.